Hello, book lovers. I'm Kiki, and welcome back to my little corner on the internet. So it is December 2nd, which for me means it's Christmas time. And the past couple of years, I've had trouble actually getting into the Christmas mood. So I thought, what better way to actually get into the Christmas spirit than to read Christmas-themed books or winter-themed books. So this week is basically dedicated to that. I want to read as many Christmas books as I possibly can. On that note, I have already started that because I started listening to Trick Shot by Kyla Gross. I don't know how to pronounce it actually. Which is not a surprise. I don't know how to pronounce names, but I already started this and I'm almost a third through. And honestly, this isn't even necessarily Christmas themed. It just happens around Christmas time. It's just spicy. That's all that is, really. It's probably 99% spice and 1% plot. And I have a feeling that's what it's going to be for the rest as well, because it's literally like subtitled A Spicy Christmas Novella. Honestly, there's nothing better to get into the Christmas spirit, right? But I'm also wanting to read A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, as well as Make the Season Bright by Ashley Herring Blake, and Christmas Kisses, an Advent Calendar by a lot of different German authors. Those are the books from my physical TBR that I want to read, because I honestly don't know if I have really any other Christmas-themed books on my physical TBR. That is that, but I do also really want to read... Now I need to open it. Oh my god. It's a sort of short story / novella collection from Kindle Unlimited, which is called... Oh my goodness. I can't find it. Ha, found it. Okay, so the first one is called Cruel Winter with You by Ollie Hazelwood, and it looks like this. Let me open it up. It's not opening. My goodness. This is what it looks like. Can you focus? Thank you. Yeah, so basically it is part of the Under the Mistletoe collection. So preferably, I would just read the whole Mistletoe collection this week. We will see. But that's sort of the plan, right? These 3 books, as well as the audiobook that I'm currently listening to, and the short story collection. That is the plan. Mind you, this will take me the whole December, basically. But these 2 I definitely want to try to finish this week. So we will see how that goes. Hello. Okay, so I actually haven't made any progress in any of the books that I showed you, and it's the next day. It's the next morning, so it's not that bad yet, but I actually didn't manage to continue or start any of the books that I talked about, and I'm like, I need to rectify that, because I'm gonna be out until like 10-ish tonight, and then I'm just gonna fall into bed. So I don't have that much time left before I have to leave. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attempt to read the first 3 chapters in Christmas Kisses, which would mean that I would have done the first 3 days of the Advent calendar. That is the plan. That is what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna start right now because I have about half an hour left, and I don't know how long it is going to take me. So I am now on day 3, and I just finished the first short story, and that was actually really cute, and I'm really happy that I can read day 3 because it's a singular story. The one after that I'm gonna be able to read on the 5th because that's again like a 2-part thing. The first one was really cute, and these are short stories. I always have a very difficult time like writing and writing short stories basically because they are so short, so it's so difficult to actually like, get into the story. But this was relatively easy to get into, and I mean, it was quite obvious what would happen, right? But it was only like, what, 40 pages? So, but yeah, that was really cute, and I'm gonna read day 3, because it's the 3rd, and then I really need to finish getting ready and leave. So I'm gonna do that. One was called Lost Christmas by Stephanie Hasse, and that was so quick. Actually, I think I would have liked to know more about this one. I think that could have been fun, but it is what it is. Oh, I'm gonna have to figure out what to use as a bookmark, but that's okay. That was so quick. It was cute, but quick, but also confusing. That's the thing about short stories, and like, especially short stories. Novellas are generally a little longer, I think. I don't know. But yeah, I think I'm gonna not talk about every single story because there's probably not gonna be that much to talk about in every single story. This was literally not even 20 pages long. What can I say about it? Hello. So, it is Wednesday, which means that I don't have a chapter in the like advent calendar to read because it's the first part of the story, so I'll read just the first and second part tomorrow. So today I thought I would read A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. This is also a really short book, so I should actually be able to read this in one go because I currently also still have the time to do so. And I think I'm going to do that now. So I'm pretty sure that I have technically read this before. And I'm just very, very confused as to why this was on my physical TBR. But it is what it is. So I'm just going to pop in my headphones and start with chapter 1. But this is really cute. I like this when they have the sort of original cover in there as well. So that's what we will be doing today. I don't know if I will read anything else as well today in terms of Christmas books, but we will see. Let's get to it. I also got my coffee, so very important. Oh, right. I also still have not continued reading Trick Shot, well, listening to it, and I don't know, I might DNF this because I have absolutely no intention of actually picking this up again. I don't know, I thought I was liking it, and now I'm like, meh. I don't know, we'll see. I'll give it another couple of days, potentially. If I don't pick it up again, it's a DNF, because it is. But let's get started with A Christmas Carol. I love these covers so much. love short books because I'm done with the first chapter, which ended on page 20, and I'm like already this far into the book. Gotta love it. I just finished A Christmas Carol, and I feel like this story is so, like, it's Christmas, if you know what I mean. I ended up giving this 4 stars. It is not a 5-star, I'm sorry, but it's like, for a classic, giving this a 4-star is actually so good for me, because I don't think I will give any other classic a 4 stars. I think that the pacing is really good for what it is, and the writing isn't actually that difficult to read. I did finish it. It was really nice to read, and it does get me a little into like the spirit of Christmas and whatnot. So that was really nice. So I'm glad I've read it, and I mean, it is a book of my physical TBR as well now, officially, so I'm doing great on that front. So I have read the days that I am technically allowed to read if I take this as an advent calendar. But I'm not gonna do that because I'm not liking it if I read them as like an advent calendar. So I'm just gonna continue reading and see how far I get, because these are so short, which is great because it's not even that you stop after a chapter. No, you just stop after like a full-on story. So I have made it to, don't ask me how much this is, but day 12, which is pretty much double of what we're at right now. Well, actually a little more. But I'm on page 202, which is amazing progress, but I'm now getting tired of the fact that it is so many different stories that I am stopping these for now. And instead I am going to read one of the other books I'm currently reading anyway. I don't know if I should try the audiobook that I started, so that would be Trick Shot, or if I should continue with Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy, which I'm just reading because it's on my TBR and it's huge. So I think I might actually go with that one because Trick Shot just isn't it right now. I don't want to do that right now. So I'm gonna stop for today with the Christmas books, probably. This is getting me into a little bit more of a Christmassy mood though, which is amazing. I'm loving that. Okay, so I just got ready for bed, and since mentioning Trick Shot, I have been thinking about it, and I actually decided to DNF it because I don't know, it's just, at first I liked it, but it was because I was like doing stuff and I needed an audiobook, and it was like smutty and just, you know, it felt like a fun time as I was like listening to it. But the more I took a step back from it, the more problematic it became and the more annoying it became, I feel. I also just jumped on Goodreads to read a couple of reviews, and I don't think I will like this, so I'm going to DNF at 31%. And yeah, I don't think this was necessarily for me. It bothered me from the start, but I was overlooking it as I was listening to it, which is the fact that he lies about who he is. And that just bothers me. And the whole situation just, it feels off and icky because of that. And it's so obvious, like he's gonna get caught and things are gonna be messy. And I just don't want to deal with that. If I want to listen to a Christmas audiobook or a Christmassy audiobook, I will try to find a cute little Christmas, maybe small town romance or something like that. Just, but not just pure smut. I don't know. I'm not vibing with it. So I'm DNFing it. I didn't really read yesterday. I only managed to read the first chapter in Make the Season Bright last night. I wanted to film like my first impressions of the first chapter, but since then I was actually just out because I drove my sister to our local movie theater because they are doing a 24-hour sort of like Harry Potter marathon. But because I was already out, I thought I would treat myself to a little me time and a little coffee date by myself. So I actually went to a cafe and I got myself a coffee and continued reading Make the Season Bright. And I am now actually a little over 100 pages in. I think the next chapter I need to read is chapter 10, which starts on page 118. So I'm already a little into the book, but now I can better formulate first impressions. And okay, so this is a second chance romance, which I don't think I have ever read a second chance romance before, because I genuinely I can't remember a single book where I'd be like, oh my god, yes, this was second chance romance. I will have probably read at least one or two, but I just can't remember right now. So basically, we are already starting out with the conflict, which to me is a bit meh. I'm not sure what to think about it because I already get so annoyed by most third act breakups and like the conflict that happens, just because a lot of the time I think it is stupidly done and it always ends up being a miscommunication, and I hate that. I know it's very human, it's very natural. We don't always say what we necessarily want or what we should. It annoys me in books. Basically what I'm trying to say. So this basically having that at the beginning, I don't know what to think about it. I can already tell this is not going to be a 5-star. I hope it's going to be a 4-star. So initial thoughts, I'm unsure. Mostly because it's second chance romance and I'm not in that trope. So it's a bit difficult for me to wrap my head around it, but that is fine. I am excited to read this though, because I generally like her writing. I'm just not quite connecting to the characters yet. And I think that is a slight problem. Like, I'm not invested in their storyline quite yet. Which, given that I'm a third through the book, is maybe not the best sign. So I was in fact, again, a bad YouTuber. I have not been doing this long though. So, I'm excused. But it's already Monday, so technically I'm already past the time at which I wanted to have the cutoff point for this video. But yesterday, I ended up doing a lot of things, so I was listening to an audiobook. And I didn't film because I didn't sit down to read. And me, like, cleaning my room and driving around doing stuff just didn't seem that interesting. But I did, in fact, finish Christmas Kisses, an advent calendar yesterday. And yesterday when I finished it, I gave it 3 stars. But like having slept on it and thinking about it, I think I'm actually going to lower that to 2.5 stars. because I just did not enjoy myself that much. Like, yes, the stories were cute, but it's just like, I just think that this type of book is not for me, and I am so, so happy that I didn't continue buying the new ones as they were coming out. It's just not my thing, honestly. I don't like only reading a couple of pages of a story or something every day. Like, I want to be able to lose myself in a book. But I also don't get along well with like such short stories, because I don't know, it's just, it always needs to be so fast paced, and I just feel like character development and story development just suffer from when a story is only like 20 to 50 pages long. So yeah, I think I'm gonna settle on a 2.5 stars. Which is sad because I liked the first one a lot more. I did finish this, so it's going on my red shelf, which is looking very sad at the moment. But I also have not made progress in this. And earlier today, I was thinking maybe I should just DNF it. But I'm not happy with that because I loved Ashley Herring Blake's other books that I read, and I want to give it a fair chance, so I am going to try to read a couple more chapters and just see what happens. Okay, hello. So it is Wednesday. I would try to get my Christmas TBR sort of done today. And I started doing that by making the decision to soft DNF Make the Season Bright by Ashley Herring Blake, and I am so, so sad about this. I just have no desire to pick this up. Like, I have been toying with the idea of picking this up and continuing for the past week or so, which is when I think I started it and stopped reading. I haven't picked it up since, and I don't feel like it. I do want to try to give this another shot next year, which is why I'm soft DNFing it and not like hard DNFing it. I have a whole shelf for that, which only currently has like 2 books on it or something. One of them I didn't actually DNF. I just put it on there because I needed to check whether I can read the book, because it's technically like the 16th or something in a series. But anyway, that's beside the point. I am DNFing this though. And as much as this saddens me, it also actually, this is how I know it's a good choice to DNF this right now, because it takes a weight off of like my chest. So yeah, basically it's not it right now. I do hope that maybe I can pick this up again next year. And if I don't, it'll go. If I don't pick this up, it probably means that I will never read this. And that, again, makes me very, very sad. But I'm just... Honestly, it's for the reasons that I said the last time I talked about this book. I'm not sure about the whole second chance. I'm not necessarily liking... Yeah, I'm just not enjoying it right now. Instead, I will start Cruel with You by Ali Hazelwood on KU, because it's the first one in the Mistletoe collection on Kindle Unlimited, and I'm excited for this. It's Ali Hazelwood, it's Christmassy. Was great. Oh my god. See, this is like a short story, It's a short story collection, right? Anyway, I loved this. That was so cute. Do I start the next one? I don't know. Okay, so I'm honestly not gonna be sure how I'll write them or even if I will write them, because short stories like that are so difficult for me to like write, because it's not a full-length story. So I'm always like, okay, but like, don't get me wrong, I want a full-length novel about these two characters. I want to know everything now, which is technically a really great sign. I was also very giddy about it, so it would lean towards a 5-star, probably like a 4.5, 4.75. But I just don't know. I also want to like jump straight into the next one, and then I won't be able to rate them anyway, because they will mix together. So now I don't know. I might take a quick break though before like continuing, just so I can actually gather my thoughts on Cruel Winter with you, because that was cute and I really liked it. Also, why isn't that opening? There we go. Okay, so I just read Merry Ever After by Tessa Bailey, which is the second book in the Under the Mistletoe collection. The difference between the first and second one is so ridiculous. Like, the first one was cute and like emotional, and there was pining that was happening for years, right? Then this one is just, out of the, I don't know, 50 something pages, like 25 are smuts. At least, I don't even know, right? But I was caught off guard because like the first one was so cute, and of course there was a little bit of smut, but like then the second one was like dang. Anyway, I think I'm gonna give this one 4.25 stars. Well, no, 4 stars. I don't know what to think, honestly. I'm gonna go with 4 stars right now, but I might change my mind. Also, these are not necessarily putting me in the Christmas spirit as much as I thought they might, because they're not necessarily Christmas books. Okay, so I have sat with Merry Ever After for an hour or 2-ish now, and I hated that. I was thinking, like, I felt so uncomfortable finishing that. Like, my reaction wasn't really because I liked it, but my reaction was because I was just in disbelief. It was icky, honestly. I quite literally did not know what to think when I finished that one, especially after the Ali Hazelwood one, because I loved that one, right? And it felt very cringy, and like I said, it just like, this was mostly smut, and it felt so weird because they met. They kept like sort of like a couple of times. They've only really talked twice, and then they're like basically all over each other, and I'm like,
no. So I think I've decided to give this 1.5 stars because just no. Hopefully the third one will be better. We will see.
Okay, let's wrap this video up. I have to admit it's like 2 days later and I just have not had the time to film this little wrap up yet. But first things first, did this get me into the holiday spirit? No, it did not. So if you have any tips for me on how to actually sort of feel the holiday spirit, the holiday season, please let me know because I'm desperate at this point. But anyway, let's get into what I read in this video and do a little wrap up. So first things first, I ended up DNFing Make the Season Bright by Ashley Herring Blake, which is so disappointing to me because I was looking forward to this. I did not vibe with the book. This is mostly due to it being second chance and me just being annoyed with how it was done, I think. I said before, I have not really read second chance romance yet, so maybe it's just that that trope isn't for me. But part of me is also just really annoyed. This might get a little spoilery, but I didn't really get that far in. I didn't even, like, I got like 100 pages into the book. But if what happened, never mind, this isn't even a spoiler. Okay, this is literally the first sentence. So one of our main characters is basically left at the altar by our other main character, right? Second chance romance. And they end up at the same place for Christmas. And just my first thing I would do is the friends that I'm with would be told immediately what that person did to me, right? I'd be like, yeah, no, we ain't vibing with this one. She left me at the altar. What? Why is that not happening? I don't know. I feel like I was just mainly annoyed with the characters, which is why I DNF'd it. I'm thinking about giving it another chance next year. But anyway, that was very disappointing because that seemed to be like the most Christmassy book on my list anyway. And it was a DNF, so that was already not great. But anyway, I did read A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, which I gave 4 stars, which is great for a classic. I mean, I feel like this is such a staple of the holiday season, whether you read it or watch it as a movie. It's just like, that was very much Christmassy, but it was also super quick, and I just, yeah, I mean, it was cute. I grew up watching the movie, especially the Disney one, I think. So it's like, it wasn't anything new or that exciting, really, but I do like the story. I am not going to buy any more, like, advent calendar type books, just because they're not for me. I ended up giving Christmas Kisses 2.5 stars, mainly because I'm not vibing with it. Just this whole setup, it's not for me. I think that the stories were probably quite cute, but I just got annoyed because I can't just read one chapter a day. I get annoyed by that. But it's also like I can't really read more because it's just a bunch of short stories after another, and then you just get, I don't know, brain dead. Or at least that happens to me, so that's what I did. And then I don't have my Kindle with me. Oh well. I read Cruel Winter with You by Ali Hazelwood, and I gave that 4.5 stars. I enjoyed that quite a lot. I love Ali Hazelwood's writing. She could probably give me any piece that she has written and I would enjoy it. So nothing surprising there. But then I also read Merry Ever After by Tessa Bailey, and that was not for me at all. I gave that 1.5 stars. I did not enjoy that. At first I thought I did, but then the more I thought about it, the more I got the ick. And that lowered the rating like real quick. I think it took me like an hour or so to sort of work through my emotions about this short story. And then it was like, yeah, no, it was not for me at all. I have not continued with the Under the Mistletoe collection yet. I think I might do that today, maybe a little tomorrow. We will see. But anyway, I hope that the other three that are still left are going to be more enjoyable for me. But anyway, because it is 2 days later, I have actually finished Wolkenschloss, or A Castle in the Clouds by Kerstin Gier, and this felt like coming home. This probably is the book that put me into the holiday spirit the most, which is funny because it's not necessarily a like holiday book. It's just set around the holidays, and it probably has a lot to do with Kerstin Gier's writing. It just felt so cozy, but there was still excitement to it and mystery to it. Her books are so wonderful. I think I will forever read her YA books as well as rate them very highly. Like 4.5 stars this time around. Loved it. But the first time I read this, it was a 5 stars. This time it was a 4.5 stars, mostly because I could still remember parts of, let's say, who the bad guy was at the end. I couldn't remember all of the like little bits and pieces and mysteries that are revealed at the end or throughout, honestly, but it was such a fun time. I have to admit, I mostly listened to this while doing other things. This did not go the way I planned, which is not surprising. Quite a few of these videos do not go how I planned them, but that is fine. I got 3 books off of my physical TBR because this was a reread, which is great. I think I am at 265 unread books now. Somebody told me that they might be interested to hear where I'm at with my physical TBR, which was a great comment. Thank you for that. And yeah, it's not just because of this video, but just because of how I've been reading. I think I might actually be able to hit my goal of 250 before the year ends, which would be incredible, but fingers crossed, we will see. Again, please let me know if you have any holiday season book recommendations that might get me a bit more into the spirit of things, or just anything else that you think could help me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy, please consider doing, all the YouTube things, liking, subscribing, maybe leaving me a comment. I would appreciate it. I love to hear from you. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!